Alright, so here we go, my first look at Windows 10. And sorry for the poor video quality here, but I have just got it set up. I don't have anything hooked into this machine. Don't have any screen recording, so I'm just going to videotape the screen. So here we go, the first biggest change that you'll notice is the new Start menu. And so here you have the new Windows 10 Start menu. Real quick, you see these little pop-ups over here. I think this is one of the coolest things that Microsoft has done with the technical release, is this Windows feedback. And so anytime, or every now and then when you do stuff on the system, it'll prompt you for feedback. And so I like this. You can answer the question, and then once you do, you can give additional feedback about it, and you can also just go in and submit the information. But that piece aside, here's the new Start menu. So the left-hand side is going to be very similar to what we're used to, where you have the frequently used applications here, pinned items up here, which defaults to some of the most common things like documents and pictures. Up here at the top, we have your user account, where you can change your user account settings, lock, and sign out, and then the power button here to shut down, restart the computer. So that's now easy to access with the mouse. Down here we have all apps, so this is back now. There's some things here missing. It just feels like, I guess it's all there. It's under Windows Accessories. I don't know. I think this needs a little bit of work still just to make it a little bit more friendly. And then over here you have the live tiles, which I appreciate this, because there was some good things to the live tiles. I like seeing social updates, I like seeing weather updates, my calendar, all at a glance. So now when you click Start, you can get a quick glance of those important live tiles without it overwhelming the entire screen. So I think this is really well done. I'm very happy with that. Also pinning. So in Windows 7, you've always been able to pin windows like so. But now in Windows 10, you're going to be able to pin to the corners. So you'll be able to do stuff like this. Hold on, I got all screwed up here. There you go. So you'll be able to pin to corners. So you actually will have like 4 sections of the screen you can work with. They've also added a task view, which will show all your open applications. And this is also accessible just by Windows Tab like it has been before. But I think this is the first time it's actually usable. It's you know, it shows all your applications that you have open. You can quickly go and close them. In Windows 7, when you did that, it kind of gave you this like index, and you could tab through it and switch applications, but it wasn't really interactable. Whereas here you can hit, Windows Tab or hit the task view icon, and then you can see your programs that are open, clicking on one to open it, or clicking on one and closing it right from here. Hopefully on touch, so I'll actually make this like a swipe down gesture. So it'll be more similar to Windows Phone. You can just swipe down to close an application. I haven't been able to test this on a touch device, so I don't know if that exists or not. Another really cool feature down here at a desktop, so you'll be able to actually create multiple, I don't really see a limit, but you'll be able to create multiple desktops. So, on one desktop maybe you have some, work applications open, and then, on another desktop, you have some, I don't know, I'm just opening this up here. You got some other things open. So you can have multiple desktops set up like this, and then you can be working on something. And I think the best practice I was thinking of for this is sometimes when you open up something new, you forget what you had open, what you were working on. So instead, you could have all this stuff open and be like, all right, let me actually just start a new desktop, and I'm going to look at a web page, and then I'm going to switch back to this view. So at first I thought it was kind of complicated to have a lot of desktops, but now the more I think about it, it actually really allows that to break out a little bit better, and I like how it's all in the task view. And you can also move windows, so let's say I'm on this desktop and I'm working on this, and I'm like, ooh, I really need to move that over to the other desktop. You can right click on it and move it to one of your other desktops, and then you can see it appeared there. So you can move stuff between those desktops. People have already submitted feedback saying you need the ability to name the desktops, so we'll see what that evolves into. So those are a couple of the biggest things. This is just my first early look at it. Let's see what else we have. You got the normal apps. with the Windows 8 App Store per se. So really, this is a hybrid mix of Windows 7 and Windows 8, and I'm okay with that because Windows 7 was awesome. There was nothing wrong with it, but there were improvements made in Windows 8, such as the Task Manager. So Task Manager. Oh, and while I'm doing this, you can see here it brings Task Manager, other programs, apps that are in the App Store, as well as web searches. And so that was something in Windows 8 that was kind of nice, but it was just so hard to use with the new start screen that the search box is just, it searches everything. It'll search your programs, your files, the App Store, the internet, and so you can just type anything into that search box. So that's something nice. Yeah, you get the new Windows 8 Task Manager without all the other annoyances of Windows 8. The charms are gone, at least when you're on using a mouse and keyboard. So I'm moving my mouse to the corners there. Charms are gone, thank goodness. It needs to be first and foremost a productivity operating system. Task Manager, the File Explorer default now opens to a view called Home, which normally it would open to a view like this. And a lot of people have complained saying they wanted to open to the classic folders, drives, devices, network locations. But Home is kind of nice because it's actually favorites, which you can make your own favorites. So if you really want certain folders, just move them to your favorites. Frequent folders and recent files. And this is actually really cool because as you use your computer, as soon as you click File Explorer, it will open the folders that you've been using, and it'll open the files that you've been using. So if there's like 12 files, which I find there's like usually a dozen or so files that I'm just always using, they'll just be right here. I don't have to go searching for them. So I can have organized files, but also just have my recent stuff always accessible when I open up File Explorer. So I'm really happy with that. Visually, I don't know if you can see in the video, but the borders around the windows are almost gone. They're just maybe a pixel width of the borders. So it gives you a really nice clean look. When things are maximized, they fill the entire screen. Web pages look really nice with that. As the web page just goes to the end of the screen. It's resized here. There we go. The page just goes to the end of the screen. There's no wasted space with that border. So design-wise, it definitely is clean. Definitely looks good. Given that this is a technical preview, you can resize the start menu, so you can make this taller or smaller. I love the customizability of that. The more things they can make editable and customizable, the better. There's a ton of properties you can go in here. The start menu, so here finally the option that should have been there from the beginning, use start menu instead of the start screen. My goodness, if they would have put that in Windows 8, they could have saved themselves so much trouble. But it's there now. So the customizing of that. But yeah, this being a technical preview, it's actually, I have not had any issues. Granted, I've only been using it for maybe an hour here, and I've been testing it a little bit at work as well. But just everything is actually just really good. Hovering over pinned items in the start, so anytime you right-clicked on an icon on the taskbar in Windows 7, you got like these frequently used programs or frequently used pages, tasks, stuff like that. Well, now in the start menu, if you pin that application to the, or if it's in the start menu, you can hover over it and then you get those same options over here on the right, which again, this is what I think we really needed from the beginning. This ability to customize and kind of make the computer your own. My thought is Windows is built to get stuff done. It's not built. There's entertainment aspects. There definitely is gaming aspects to it, but at the end of the day, it needs to be the operating system that lets you get stuff done. I want to test this on multiple monitors too to see what kind of changes they've made there. Hopefully they made some improvements. But this is just my first early look. Again, this is an early technical build, so there's a ton, like I was saying, in this Windows feedback. Let me just go ahead and submit this. And I'll show you the, close this, Windows feedback. This is so cool. So for the first time ever, Microsoft has actually opened up It's not just beta testing, it's actually allowing you to provide feedback to them. And so it'll show you recent programs that you've been using. So if I was like, oh, I was just in the store and there was an issue or a suggestion, you can go in here and you can see all the other developers who are testing this at the same time, all their feedback. You can upvote their feedback, you can post your own feedback. And just been reading through a lot of this stuff, and it's been really cool, the ideas that people have been posting. And so honestly, if Microsoft really takes the feedback that has been given in that application, they have several months here to really work on this before they even start working on the consumer side and the App Store and stuff like that. If they really take the next several months to work on some of those things, this could really be the best, not just the best Windows, but really probably the best operating system for productivity. So I really am hopeful for it. I used Windows 8. I loved and hated it. There was enough in it that made me use it, but honestly I had to, I couldn't stand the apps. I couldn't stand the jarring interface. And I'll just show you here real quick. Like again, if I just open up the store, like it opens up in a window. Ooh, actually, did they change that? Or, hold on, let me try opening an app I haven't opened here yet, like music or video. Never. Okay, so by default they do open still full screen, but your taskbar is still visible and the bar is at the top. A lot of people have already commented saying they need to open in a very smaller window like this. So hopefully they'll make that change. These opened up in Windows because I guess I had already had them opened in a window, which is great that it saved that setting. So man, just having stuff open in a window like this makes me actually want to use apps from the App Store, and actually makes me want to think about developing apps for the App Store. To have they've made the platform easy to develop on, so I think this really does create some potential, because for the first time you can actually use these apps on a desktop with a mouse. Because you have, minimize, maximize, close. You can navigate with a mouse. So when this is Windows 10. Sorry, kind of ran a little long in the video there, but thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll be able to post a couple more videos as new features come along, or as I discover new things, and share what's going on. So thank you for watching.